Okay, so Kaya and I are back at it today trying some more science. This is actually the second video that we've tried of this experiment this morning. Our first one, we still have it set up and we're going to kind of show it to you after and let you know why we think it didn't really work out as well. So what you want to do is you want to find 6 glass jars, or you can use plastic cups too. A lot of times those little plastic cups that are the sturdier plastic, they have the wider top on them. It's almost like a little like cocktail glass type of thing. Those work really well. I've used those in my classroom and those work extremely well. So what we're talking about science-wise here is capillary action. And it's kind of in nature where the roots of the tree bring in the nutrients and suck it up to the tree, or how the liquids and the nutrients are traveling up a stem. So paper towels, just like the plants that they're made out of, have cellulose, and that's going to resist gravity. And it's going to pull that water upwards, and it's called capillary action. When the water molecules cling onto the paper towel, we actually call that adhesion. It's a process of adhesion, kind of like when something adheres to something else, it sticks to it, it clings to it. When the water molecules stick and cling to each other, that's called cohesion. So when the adhesion, the water sticking to the paper towel, is stronger, then that's when the capillary action occurs. So then, once the paper towel can't hold any more water, the adhesion isn't stronger anymore, and then gravity takes over, and it's going to dump that accumulated water that it's holding onto into the empty jar. So this is a really neat lesson because it's combining capillary action and gravity and some different science terms, and it's also incorporating art because it's talking about the primary colors and the mixing of colors. Okay, so I'm going to set this down for a second. Again, I filled 3 glass jars of water and then put in some blue food dye, some yellow food dye, and some red food dye. And then the other 3 jars are completely empty. Then I have 6 separate paper towels. These are actually those Selecta-size ones, and they're kind of like the half a sheet of a paper towel. And you put half of it in this jar, and then you tuck it over, and you stick the other half into the colored water. Okay, so you go all the way around your circle.
Let's get it up.
Stick them in there.
Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Pour this one in. Look, it's getting up so fast. Mom, look at it getting up so fast. Look at the red ones getting up super fast.
Yeah, these ones are working a little bit better.
Look at they're getting all the way
This
up.
one's still got to go in here.
Mom, look at the yellow one. It's going up. And look at the yellow one, Mom. It's going up really fast.
Okay, so now we have them all tucked into the glasses. Really ideally, like I said, the best luck I've ever had with this experiment is actually using those little plastic glasses.
Look at oh, it's getting all the way up. Mom, like it goes jump, hop, jump, hop, jump, hop, jump.
Awesome. We can see though the capillary action working, so you can see that it's already soaking up into those towels and that it's coming up. So this part of the paper towel up here, this was not dipped in the water at all, but it's already climbing up there. The yellow, you can see the yellow on there. The blue, you can see the blue on there. So this was, if we take a peek, this was our initial one that we tried to do, and these are those really big ball jars, and you can see the capillary action happening. You can see it pulling it up, but they're just too big. The jars are just too big to bring it up and over. And even these ones, I'm not 100% sure that it's going to work fantastically because really you want the paper towel to be in both of them, touching the bottom ideally if you can. So even these are a little bit high. I really would suggest going with...
Good job. Jumped all the way. Oh, it's not there. Not there, not there.
This one should go in a little bit further.
Mama.
So you kind of got to play around with it. I mean, the yellow does look like it's coming up a lot faster and a lot more. The blue's coming up. The red
Mommy,
looks like it's tailing behind. You can see the red, the water is coming up,
Look at this.
but not quite as much. So the final product you want on this is you want them to mix. This blue really looks like it's coming over now, and the yellow.
But not really. red.
Not really the red. I don't know what's up with the red. The red looks like it's taking a nap. Not really coming up quite as much with the red.
Yeah, it's taking a nap. No, that's sleeping.
All right, so we're gonna leave this in here for a little while, and we're gonna see if it ends up climbing all the way up and mixing the colors in between. So we're not gonna sit on the...
all the way down to there.
Yep, we're kind of hoping it does. Looks like the blue and the yellow are really on their way.
And I'm gonna be the rainbow.
It sure will.